So we're joined now by a fighter who makes her pro debut on June the 29th on Top Tier's Mentality card at the Brentwood Centre, LILLIE WINCH. LILLIE, pleasure to meet you for the first time. A pro debut it's the stuff that dreams are made of, really. You only get one, as everybody, I'm sure, is reminding you in the weeks building up to it. But just firstly, just fill us in a bit on your boxing background. Where did it all start? Why did you first walk through the doors of a gym?
My mum got me into it, really. So I had a little bit of a temper on me. So she wanted me to kind of swerve getting into fights outside of school and stuff. So we went to a Muay Thai gym first. Just started off doing pads and stuff. And then Mark worked at my friend's uncle's gym. We was with them. They told us to come down. So we went down. He made me sick on my first session. My mum went, "You don't want to go back, do you?" I went, "Yeah, I do." And that was it, really. That was it.
That's a massive moment, that, isn't it? Yeah, I talk to so many fighters about this. It's one of my favourite questions, like, where did it all start? And there's that point where you have to decide whether it's for you or not. And most people, having been made to vomit after their first session, would think, no thanks. Or after your first spar, if you get, you're on the wrong end of it, most people think, no, not for me. But that's the difference. That's what makes you different, because you look at that and just think, nah, I can't have that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not an easy sport. I used to play football, but football didn't cut it for me. So the boxing, when I had that first session with him, I just never looked back, really. I don't ever remember thinking at all, this isn't what I want to do. So from the moment I met him, I think I'm on about my third session, I said I want to be a professional boxer. And then here we are today.
It's interesting that you started in a team sport, because that's really normal as well. And what fighters tell me often is that in the end, they just got fed up with the fact that they couldn't really control their teammates' motivation and their accountability. And they thought, actually, you know what? I'd rather do something where I am the one responsible. If it's good, it's my credit. If it's bad, it's my fault. I'm happy to own it. And team sports, that can be frustrating because not everybody's the same.
Yeah, I agree with that, to be fair. I think with football, it just never really gave me that edge to want to go to training and get up and keep going. It was always like, oh, I've got to go to training. But with Mark, it's like I get up in the morning, I'm like, right, cool, I'm training today. And that's my day. So I just didn't have that with football. So, yeah.
So what did you do in the amateurs?
I only had 5 amateur fights. So I started off as a white collar. I had 4 white collars, won all of them. And then had my first amateur fight in the London Nationals. It was a straight final. I lost my first one. Had a few months off with a knee injury. Come back into a London's versus West Midlands fight. Won that. Kept dropping the weight. Went into the Haringey. Done the whole Box Cup last year. Fought in 2 different weight categories in the same weekend. So on the Saturday I done under 63 kg, and on the Sunday I done under 66 kg. And on the Saturday I won a silver medal, on the Sunday I won a gold medal. That was the last time I fought.
Wow, I mean I've not heard of anyone doing that. That's pretty unusual. I hear you've been doing some pretty high level sparring as well.
Yeah, I get really good sparring. I've been sparring Nina Hughes quite a lot leading up to her fight. I've sparred with Maisie Rose quite a lot. I went out to Denmark to spar Dina Forsland. So yeah, I get very, very good sparring. I'm very blessed.
So are you kind of visualising the night in a way, this pro debut, what it'll be like, making that walk from the dressing room to the ring? Because Johnny Clark does a real good job with these shows. You know, it's lights, camera, action. It looks the part. Is that something you're kind of playing through in your mind, so that when you get there on the night, you kind of feel like you've done it before? Are you into that, the visualisation side of it, or not so much?
Yeah, kind of. I do get it, but a part of me just takes it all in my stride. I just turn up and just let everything happen how it's supposed to happen. So I don't really think about it. I think if you think about it too much, then your nerves kick in and your mind starts taking over. Whereas if you just take it in your stride, you're there and it happens there and then.
And female pro boxing is in a particularly good place now, I think. It's been on the rise for a while, but I think it's now got to the point where, I think this is pretty much true for a lot of female pro sport as well, is that people are used to it now. And finally, we've got to a point where we're just talking about boxing rather than male and female.
Yeah, I agree. I think female boxing is in a very good place. Like, there's people that know the likes of Katie Taylor, Sky Nicholson. They know their names now, whereas before, a couple of years back, they probably wouldn't have known their names. So women's boxing has grown massively. I mean, when I first started watching boxing, the first girl I knew of was Nicola Adams and Terry Harper. They were the first girls I ever knew, and then you never really heard about anyone else. That was it. So it's come like levels above that now. It's amazing.
Okay, just finally, what are we going to see? Well, what can we expect from you on the 29th?
I want to show my skills. So I want to show that I'm not just a white-collar boxer and one of these people that's been rushed through the amateurs. I want to show that I work hard every day in the gym, technically, like my fitness is unreal. And I just want to showcase that, really. So, yeah.
Actually, coming through the white collar is kind of interesting, though, isn't it? Because Hannah Rankin did that. Fabio Wardley's done that. So it's something that people have done more recently. And I think people, whereas previously might have just kind of dismissed you a little bit and not given you the respect, I think off the back of them, I think that's less likely to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I think because when you say white collar, people don't take you seriously. I mean, every fight I've trained for, I've trained like it's a title fight in the professionals. So it doesn't matter. I think it's all about the mindset you go into the fight with. It doesn't matter what fight it is. But yeah, we asked for sparring with a couple of professionals when I was white collar, and they wouldn't take the sparring because they said I was too inexperienced. And now we're here, so we'll see on the 29th if I'm good enough.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much. Cheers.